Hi, this is Sandeep Gupta with a quick walkthrough of the RLCO simulator that I have been working on. It's at this address on the web, and to make full use of the simulator, you need to log in. Obviously, you need to create an account. Here's a link to create an account. I already have an account, so I'm just going to log in with that account to show you what you can do. So once you're logged in, this has a page where I'll be hosting some videos, including this how-to videos. For now, there's a placeholder of the RLCO system video, which obviously needs to be upgraded to reflect the correct system. But this is just to demonstrate what can be done. Users can post their questions if they want to post questions here. But the principal functionality of the simulator is under these two menu items: lessons and results. So when you click on lessons, you're presented with a number of case studies or lessons. In this case, it's an RLCO case study. XIV is the symbol, and then across the board here we have intraday symbol in from 1 minute, 3 minute, 30 minute, an hour to 2 hours. And you sort of click on a tab, takes you to a particular symbol, and you click on a symbol and it brings you into the simulation mode. So this is where you're seeing the chart. It is a 3-minute time frame, and the chart is pretty interactive. You can kind of move your cursor and get a view of all of the pre-computed indicators, which is the short linear regression, the long linear regression, the Bollinger Bands. A nice feature here is if you, for example, don't want some indicators, you can actually turn them off. So you can just go and unselect it. As an example here, I'm just going to keep it at pure price level, and the chart, or let me just see what happens with the lower Bollinger Band or just the upper Bollinger Band. So there's quite a bit of power here to kind of experiment with. It's pretty neat. Now that I have this chart, what I want to do is to run through a market simulation. So this is the dashboard that I'm going to use to place my order. Right now it says I'm initialized and ready for simulation. These are the two controls that move the simulation. If you do a single step, then it will move the bar one bar forward, and once it does that, you kind of see the date and the time of this simulation, meaning of this recorded symbol bars, and the open, high, low, and close of the last visible bar. And if you click on play, then it keeps simulating continuously. Now, just a point to note is that this chart is pretty interactive. You can scroll and bring it to whatever level you want. However, you can zoom in, you can go back all the way. So there's quite a bit of flexibility here. Now what I want to do is I'm just going to show you some trade placements, and I'm not going to worry about whether I'm making the right trades or not. So the trades are placed by buy or short, and you do this from this link here. So when I press buy, it comes up with an order form, says buy at market, by default quantity is 100, an I stop of 0.1, which is 10 cents to compute the R value. And we'll ignore this field for now, but by default, you can just go ahead and place an order. So you see the updated message here saying received order to buy 100 at market. Click next or play to simulate market action. So again, we can simulate one bar at a time. So when I did one bar, now the next bar it says bought 100 at 33.95. So if you look at it, the open of this is 33.95. That's when, because you placed a market order, so it bought at the open of this bar. And you'll see that the other controls are disabled, so you can only sell because you're bought. If you had shorted it, then the cover would be active. We have some information on the position, that it's a long position, 100 shares. The open R is calculated based on the last bar's closing price and the buy price. So in this case, the delta is too small for it to matter. And closed R is if we close any trades, then the R for that trade shows here. So we can just to give you an example of what you can do is you can keep playing. What happened now is that we were stopped out because we had a point or 10 cent stop loss. So we were stopped out, stop loss order, and we're now back flat. Our open R is gone to 0 and our closed R is -1 because that's what we had set our stop loss at. And at this point, we can elect to log the trade. And so this link becomes active. You click on this link. The first time you do it, it's going to say that you need to log in because even though you logged into the system, it uses a different set of credentials to log the trade. So what you have to do is log in again. And I'll just do that. And after you do it once, then it'll save those credentials for the day. And once you've done that, you can press logged again. And here you see that it says trade logged successfully. So let's go ahead and just keep continuing. So I'm just going to, for now, let's say we try and short. And so at this point, we'll take a look at what this inner voice. So this is just a placeholder for journaling your thoughts. So I might say something like, LR crossing, crossing Bollinger upper. And let's just say that. And so now you do the same, you simulate the market from this point onwards, and let's say I want to cover right away, going against me. You place this order, right? So same thing, you simulate the market next, and you're now flat, as you can see. So you can stop this market and then log a trade. And this time you didn't have to log in again. Your trade was logged successfully. So let's do one more just to show you what the trade review function is. Now I'm going to change this to, let's say, 0.9, and I'm going to say bottoming, failure to fail. Not sure if that's really the case, but let's just go ahead and do that. And then let's simulate the market. And what you see is we'll let it go and we'll see where it goes. Now, one thing is sometimes because of the way the zoom is set, you might see some funky action, but for the most part, the chart behaves quite well. So now we are seeing this reversal take place, and I'm going to let the reversal take place. And this would be a place to sell. So maybe for now, we'll just say we're going to sell it here. So I sell, and it's bumping into the mean. So I place my order here. And I do the same thing. I just have to make sure that I simulate some market movement. And then I'm going to log this trade. So the trade was logged successfully. There's some funkiness about this. We'll have to see why this is coming out to be in so many flat decimals. But the net is we've done that. We can go back and select other lessons if we want to do that. Same 30-minute lesson, and so on. So before I actually go through any lesson, let me show you what happened with the results. So once you log those trades, you come back here and it shows you the results of your trade. So for we traded the XIV 3-minute and we placed 3 trades on it, and this is the simulation date, the date on which we made the simulation, which is today, and the results of your trade. And so what you can do is, if you wanted to see what happened here, how'd you get a -1, you click on it, and what it does, it brings up your trade, your entire trade history. And I'm just going to zoom in, and you see these 2 buttons over here. So this is, you click on it and it says Friday I bought, and there's an unknown and a stop loss. Okay, so I go back here, I click on the day for that, and it plots the trade history for that entire day. So all the 3 trades that I placed are now going to show up here. And so you see, I bought, shorted, cover, bought, shorted. So there you have it. So this is what is available right now. And there's some kinks. You've seen some of them in this video, but I'm going to be working on taking those out. There's some issues with the labels for the trade not showing up, and N basically means that it's the wrong label. So that's where we are.